Welcome to the Sam and Joe VA Show, where we teach women just like you how to start and scale a thriving virtual assistant business.
We're your hosts, Sam and Joe, and get ready to have the control, flexibility, and freedom you've always dreamed of.
Welcome to episode 164. 5 reasons VAs need a branded email address.
I've got a question for you, Joe Jensen.
I love how you put me on the spot. We did not prepare this, Sam. What are you doing to me?
My question for you is,
Yes.
would you trust a business that has an email address that ends with Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, Extra, anything like that?
No.
Mm.
Maybe the only exception would be like a plumber or an electrician because they're just a bit like not tech savvy. I would still trust that person. Anyone else, especially someone like online or tech related, never. Those are the scammers.
It's dodgy, right?
Those are
You
the dodgy scammers.
immediately start thinking, is this person legitimate? Like, are they real? Is it
Mhm.
an actual business?
Mhm.
Which is what we're going to talk about today. Because
Yes.
we see so many virtual assistants. Not going to get ranty. Calm down, Sam. We see so many virtual assistants that are putting themselves out there online with those email addresses. So unbranded email addresses that aren't connected to their business domain name.
Mhm. And they might have a website too. We see that. They have a website.
Like
So
what?
we know that they have a domain name. They're still using that at Gmail.
Like that I don't understand.
Mm.
If a virtual assistant has already taken that step, purchased a domain name, designed their website, the website's live, and they haven't then connected that domain name to their email address. Like, I don't understand. They're relatively
Mm.
tech savvy to have done step 1 and 2. Why not do that third step?
Yeah. And it's not that much money. Like I don't feel like the cost of it should be the barrier or is the barrier. Because it's not what I would say is an expensive thing to pay for in your business. Like not at all.
But is it it's the perception though, isn't it? Maybe? I don't know. Because that's one of the things I put down as potentially a reason that that virtual assistant hasn't got what we're gonna call professional
Mm.
email address yet.
Mm.
It's maybe they haven't even looked into it. They think it's gonna be expensive, so they haven't even looked into it.
Or they think it's going to be really hard. But oh my gosh. So recently, you may or may not know, sure you've heard about this before. We created the Launch in 30 Days course.
Mhm.
And part of that was creating their Google Workspace or a Microsoft 365 account and have their professional email address connected to that. It was blow my mind simple. I didn't even need to go in and change any DNS records or point anything to anywhere or C names and all those A record, like all of that techie stuff that used to really put people off. It's gone. They have
It sounds like something even I could do.
100%. Even you, Sam, could do
Even
this.
me.
It is so simple and automated that you do not have to know anything technical to do it.
Okay, so if the tech has been putting you off doing this, getting your professional email address, just give it a go. Give
Mhm.
it a go. It doesn't
Mhm.
sound like that is that hard anymore. I think another reason, I would say this is the biggest reason. The biggest reason a virtual assistant has put off getting a professional branded email address is they've realized the importance of a professional branded email address. It hasn't
Yep.
even crossed their mind. They've got no idea how having a unprofessional email address is coming across to leads and potential clients.
Yeah,
I
and
just don't
how
think I thought of it.
yeah, and how it's actually affecting how many leads they can convert or even leads they can get, let alone convert into clients because they don't know how many they've lost or how many didn't get in touch with them because you this is what clients are doing, right? They are looking for a virtual assistant.
Mhm.
They have access to the internet where all of the virtual assistants are, and they are comparing. They're going in, having a look at websites, having a look at online presences to see which virtual assistant is going to stand out for them. And they have a checklist. It may not be something that they've actually written down on their notebook and, like, here's my checklist. They
Yeah.
have a mental checklist that they
Yeah.
are working their way through subconsciously. They are looking at the email addresses, and without even thinking about it, they are making a judgment on who is going to be the most professional, the best, the high quality, like the best option for them. And that is one of the criteria without them even knowing it.
It's one of those red flag, green flag situations, isn't it?
Hmm.
Red flag, an unprofessional, weird looking, or it seems like a personal email account
Yeah.
versus a green flag. It's the domain name, it's a business name.
Hmm.
Looks great, feels trustworthy.
Yeah. It's legit, right? Someone is actually paying for the domain name and the email address, the Google Workspace or the Microsoft 365. They are
Mhm.
paying for that because they're serious about their business.
Yes, and that's number 1 on our list. Number 1 on our list is it gives instant credibility to
Hmm.
your business. It means you're taking it seriously. It means,
Yeah.
as you said, you're legitimate,
Hmm.
and it also means you're dependable. I really feel as though you get that sense of because you're legitimate, you're taking it seriously, you're gonna be dependable. You're not gonna let me down.
Yeah.
That's what I feel anyway.
Agreed. And it kind of leads into number two. The reason why you need to have this branded email address is because it builds that trust. They trust that you
Mm,
are taking your business seriously. You're going to be around long term. You're going to continue your services and support them long term because I don't want
yeah.
just a virtual assistant that's going to be around for the next couple of months and put all this time, effort into getting them up to speed. And then, oh, they weren't actually that serious about their business and now they're not doing it anymore. Well, that
Yes.
leaves them in the lurch.
Yes.
They've been
Trust is
relying on a virtual
huge.
assistant.
Yeah, it's huge. We talk about it all the time, the know, like, and trust.
Mm.
Trust is just as important as the know and the like, if not
Hmm.
more so. It could be the most important bit of that equation.
Yeah. And, how many times do you look at your inbox? Emails come in. Oh, we've got this like
Yeah.
service. We could do this for you. We could increase your conversions. We could like call people up and get them booked into your calendar, appointment booking, like all of these people spamming and like in your inbox. What's the first thing that you do to see if the email's legit?
Look at the email address, and
Hmm.
if it doesn't have if it's not connected to a business, I will immediately delete it.
Yes.
Immediately. I am just assuming it's spam, whether it's spam or not. I'm just going, "Nah, not legit. How can
Mhm,
I trust
mhm,
that?"
mhm. Yeah, zero trust.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Leads in really well to number 3 on our list. Talking about spam, you are more likely your email is more likely to go into somebody's junk folder if you are using one of those Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, those
mhm.
type of email addresses. Gonna go into
Yeah,
junk.
yeah. You definitely do not want that, especially when you're communicating with a lead, following up an inquiry, or talking to a client. Like your emails go into their spam, they're just going to think, "Oh, that virtual assistant never got back to me. That's a bit crap." Move
Yeah,
on to the next virtual assistant.
yeah. Oh, yeah, there's so much to it. So much to it. Another one, really important, brand awareness. A free email account 100% devalues your brand.
Mhm. Yeah. You want people to see your brand name, your business name. You want them to see your professional account, your professionalism, like show the name of who that they are going to trust.
Yeah, especially those established virtual assistants who we talked about earlier on, who've already got an online presence. They've got a great looking website. They're all across their socials. Everything is cohesive in terms of that brand. And then they've got a Gmail email. Huh?
Yeah. It's
Huh?
the brand consistency is just immediately lost.
Immediately.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can see my hand. At this point, I'm looking at their online presence going, this is great. My hand's high. Gmail email address, boom, it's gone.
Mm. 'Cause it makes you question like, "Oh, why do they have a free email account?"
Yeah.
They're too stingy to upgrade, they don't know how to upgrade, they're not taking their business serious. Like, you don't want those things to even come into the mind of someone who's choosing a virtual assistant.
No, no.
Mm. And the next one, number 5, the reason why you need to have a branded email. It keeps your business separate from your personal email. Like, you don't wanna mix those 2 things up and have them
Oh,
intertwined. We want your business emails to be very separate from any personal emails. You don't want to miss any emails in there. You want to get back to people. You want to immediately see when a lead comes in. You don't want it to get all lost up in your personal emails.
ugh. And you don't wanna make mistakes, like, you don't
Mm.
wanna be accidentally replying to a lead or potential client with something that should have gone to, I don't know, an ex-boyfriend, like, "Oh, that's embarrassing."
Oh, are you sending emails to your ex-boyfriend, Sam?
I'm so not. It's the first thing that came to mind. I thought, "What's a really embarrassing situation?" Like, and you know what? The busier you get as a virtual assistant, your
Mm.
inbox is gonna get busier and busier and busier.
Yeah, and you wanna have that separation. You wanna have a separation of, like, that's my work time, my work inbox, I'm working through everything in there, and then I'm gonna shut that off. You may then go into your personal emails and, like, reply to people in there, but, like, you wanna have that separation. Keep your business very separate.
There are so many virtual assistants that are doing really, really well in terms of financially, they're bringing in what they wanna bring in, they've got a steady stream of leads coming in, but the downside to that is their boundaries have gone out the window. So, how do you maintain a really healthy, I'm gonna say work-life balance? I know if Tracy Hancock is listening to this, Tracy's gonna go, "There's no such thing as a work-life balance," but you know what I mean, right? How do
Yeah.
you maintain those boundaries
Mm,
in order to be able to switch off at the end of the day, whenever that time is for you? If you're
mm,
then going in to a personal email address and then you see the work stuff coming through, and then you might start feeling anxious because you wanna react, but it's outside of your working hours.
mm, yeah. I mean, 5 great reasons to get a branded email. Surely, if you're listening to this now and you've got that at Gmail and you're using it for your business, surely now you understand what it's actually doing to your business
Oh, look, this is
without you knowing.
yeah, this is a no-brainer. This is an
Mhm,
absolute no-brainer.
mm,
If you've still got a Gmail email, you are in amateur land right now, and that
mhm,
is definitely holding you back.
yeah. Those are lost opportunities that you had no idea that you've lost. Game changer, get that branded email. Like, this is one of the things that we do very early on inside Launch in 30 Days. It's one of the, like, necessities of setting up the basics in your business and being a serious business owner. So, if you listen to this episode and you want to learn about all of the other things that you create in building an amazing, thriving virtual assistant business, and you're ready to skip all of that overwhelm so that you know the exact steps you need to take to create your own virtual assistant business, then check out Launch in 30 Days. The link is down below.
But before you go, if you haven't already reviewed the Sam and Joe VA Show podcast on whatever podcast player you listen to, we would really like you to do that, like Kat did recently.
Yes. Kat, you have said, I have been listening to this podcast for 2 years now and haven't missed an episode. I love Sam and Joe's banter and helpful tips, a must listen to anyone wanting to start or grow their own virtual assistant business.
Oh, thanks, Kat.
Thank you so much. We would love to get your review if you enjoy the Sam and Joe VA show podcast. That's quite a mouthful when you say it all at once.
Spit it
Then
out.
we would love to have that on Apple Podcasts is one of the ones where you can drop a review. If you're listening on something like Spotify or one of the others, then you can drop a rating for us. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Sam and Joe VA Show. If you'd like to find out more, head to the VA Foundry website to check out the Members Club and the amazing resources, training, and coaching.
You can find us at thevafoundry.com.